y'all. My name is Jasmine Jones, and I am a licensed clinical social worker, and you are now watching Black Girl, a Therapist in the Wild. It's a little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews, and today we are sipping on Kahlua and Belgian Baileys. I had to say that first just because it's Belgian Baileys. I haven't even tasted it yet. Let me see. Belgian chocolate Baileys and the Kahlua, it just does something to your spirit. This is the type of shit that can give you an addiction. I don't even taste the alcohol, and I have very strong bitter taste buds. It's like a whisper. Something's wrong with me. Oh God. Anyways, and we are reviewing. I don't even drink like that, but that shit tastes like if I warmed it up, that would be some hot chocolate, but I think the alcohol disintegrates when you warm it. We are reviewing Abbott Elementary Season 5, Episode 5, Camping. How you doing? So this, I be telling y'all, this is like a slice of life, nigga. It's like a slice of life for Black people. Slice of life anime. And in slice of life animes, we have the Halloween episode, and we have a camping episode usually, especially if it's like in a school or something like that. Usually, because it's Japanese, they have like a Halloween festival where they dress like yokai and other ghouls and demons and shit. Yokai is like their version of ghosts and spirits and stuff. But we combined it into a Halloween camping slice of life episode, and it chef's kiss. It was so good. So good. I've challenged myself this year to do things on the holiday because I don't like the holiday season. So this Halloween, I dolled up. I went to see Hades Town. It was magical. It was amazing. It was at the Pantages in Hollywood. And then I made the mistake, and it's not really a mistake because nothing happened to me. It was just the energy around me. I needed to sober up right after the play so I could drive home. So I decided to walk. Usually I be walking Hollywood Boulevard just to walk it, I like to people watch. It's very interesting things that happen and you get to see on Hollywood Boulevard at any time of the day. But Halloween is special, and I don't think I've ever been on Hollywood Boulevard during Halloween. I have not. So I'm walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and it's just so much energy and people. People had their kids out there. I'm not going to judge because, times are tough. Parents need to enjoy life. And, I seen this little baby asleep in a fucking sleigh thing, the pool cart sleigh thing, and the parents were just through the crowd of people. The baby had the blanket covering them, and I was just like, damn. I can barely just walk through this with all this energy. It was just the loud people, and then the brave bitches with their booty cheeks out standing in line and going to the clubs and shit. And I call them brave because when you're in that environment and part of your body is hanging out, you gotta be brave and you gotta know how to fight, because motherfuckers will graze you, motherfuckers will grab you, motherfuckers will touch you. It is what it is. So the bitches was brave to be out, because I'm not saying you shouldn't have your shit hanging and slanging out and shit. I'm just saying that some environments are a little bit more dangerous to have your shit hanging and slanging out than others. Now, I mean, like, if niggas around, it's probably always, especially strange niggas, it's probably always going to be dangerous. But, they were brave to be out there on Hollywood Boulevard, standing in those club lines with their whole booty cheeks out. And I was just like, you girls, I hope you're safe and you have a good night in the name of Jesus. And so anyways, I wanted to bring my lightsaber out just, because, and it doesn't turn on. I changed. Oh. Girl! No, I promise you, this was not turning on. Like, can you see? It looks white in the camp. Oh, well, whatever. It's red, and that was God, because this shit would not turn on. I went to the store and got some more batteries. It still didn't turn on. I just been letting it sit here on the couch after I was fucking with it, and it didn't turn on. And look at it. Oh my God. So in honor of the show, I brought my lifesaver. I was sitting up here like, this cheap shit. And I looked on Reddit, and they was talking about how they lifesavers be broken and shit, and how they took it back to Disneyland. And I don't like carrying a bunch of shit when I'm going to Disneyland. And I'm like, I don't want to carry this shit in Disneyland and shit. I know I just take the bottom off, and then they'll fix it and see what fiddle. I don't want to carry the bottom part to this. But no, look, it can't. That was Jesus, y'all. This shit was not coming on. And it came on right now, bitch. Soon as I got to the review. See, that's why you gotta trust in the Lamb of God. These are them small miracles I be talking about that are consistent and steady. Anyways, I bought my lightsaber out. I don't know if y'all can see. Okay, you can see. It just looks white on the camera because of the light and the whatever the fuck. But it's red. I think it's Darth Vader's. Because why not be the baddest bitch in the room? Only I wouldn't have been evil. Like, you got all that power and you decided to be evil. Like, fuck all that shit, nigga. I'm not gonna be evil. I just want to be powerful. But anyways, I was walking down Hollywood Boulevard, right? And like, it was just a bunch of drunk people and kids and young adults, and like, it was so interesting. And it was still early tonight, about 10:30, 11:30. I think I started walking back towards 11:30. And like, you could just tell that you don't want to be out there at 1 or 2. Like, I wanted to get back to my car by 12. The play ended at 10:30. I said, I'm going to be back at my car by 12. Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not am I going to be out here around 1, 2. And no, that's when niggas start shooting. It was kind of popping off a little bit. You could feel the energy in the air. Like, I would pass niggas and they would be like, you know, yelling, ah, la, 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 la. And I would just speed walk past. The motherfuckers were stopping to watch niggas argue and yell, and I was just like, absolutely the fuck not. That's how you get shot. What are you doing? Why are we watching motherfuckers? And then you have like influencer motherfuckers out there like filming themselves, and you gotta recognize that when influencers film shit and like they edit it, it looks like extravaganza when they edit it, but they're just outside on Hollywood Boulevard in the dirt and the grime, filming shit, doing stuff. And it's very interesting, the juxtaposition of that whole situation. And then I walked back to my car. I just speed walked. I was dipping and dodging around people, juking niggas and shit, trying not to get grazed and touched and all this other stuff. And it was a magical experience. I just felt the energy of the night. And then, like, I hadn't planned on taking a shower when I got home because I had took my shower before I left. And I figured I'm just going to see this play and I'm going to go back home. So it's not that big of a deal. But no, I had to wash the energy of that space off of my body because it was not clean. It was just too many energies for me, and I felt dirty. Just a scalding hot shower. But no, it was an interesting Halloween, and I felt like an anthropologist just studying people and shit, you know, like just studying motherfuckers and looking at them and being like, look at this shit, nigga. Like, wow, this is how I used to be in my 20s out here. My booty cheeks weren't out, but like some stuff was hanging out, and it was cold, and it was just, you be standing in the club lines. And that's when I realized that I'm not a party person. Like, I'll maybe go to somebody's house and have a few drinks, maybe a nice event. I need to sit down. I need to be able to sit the fuck down. I'm not that much into alcohol like that. So, you know, like, I'm not the party bitch. I'm not, you know, but it was still an interesting experience to go back in time to when I was 21, 22, 23. It was so interesting. I'm just going to hold this because I like it. I like having the power of Darth Vader, but you use it for good. That's what you do. You use it for good, bitch. Anyways, motherfuckers be watching. I was like, why does she have that? Because it's amazing. And I was so upset that it wouldn't turn on this whole time. And now it's on. Now it's working. So what you do is you make sure when you buy this bitch and you know that you're not going to use it, you don't leave the batteries in it for a year, just sitting there on the side of your bed, just for a year. You don't do that. You don't. You take the batteries out if you're just going to have it sitting around not doing nothing. Take all the batteries out. And then when you're ready to use it, you put the batteries in and shit. And get like, that's what you do. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. Oh, it went off. See, look. It was only, oh, nope. Look, I think it's on a timer. I think it just goes off after a while. Like, does it make the swish sound? A little bit. It's a little bit. So anyways, let me put this down. It's last week I had a bat. This week I got a lightsaber. Niggas be like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? A lot. And I love it over here. You don't have to love it, but I love it. More chocolate milk, yes. Anyway, so Barbara is talking to her club of kids that like do the singing and stuff, right? And they're talking about how they're going to do hood rat stuff. None of these kids give off hood rat-ish type shit anyways. Like, but they're going to do hood rat shit like throw eggs and throw, toilet paper and shit on people's houses and vandalism and stuff because they feel like they couldn't trick or treat or whatever. Nigga, I trick or treated when I was 20 something just because I wanted to. And it was in a white neighborhood. And they knew I was grown, and they was just looking at me like, why are you even here? And that's the only reason I don't trick or treat as an adult. I would trick or treat as an adult right now if I would not get harassed. Maybe I should wear a mask. I'll just be like, I'm a tall 12-year-old. Stupid ass. I just want free candy and just to have the experience, the ambiance. But these other adults that hand out the candy just look at you like you're fucking crazy and like you're stealing candy from children, whatever the fuck. Anyways, these kids have been peer pressured by society and other children to believe that they should stop trick-or-treating. And so they want to vandalize their neighborhoods and stuff. So Barbara comes up with this amazing idea for them to go camping, and they all dress in Halloween costumes, and she gets the other teachers on board. The other teachers are thinking that she's the old Barbara and she's not gonna like being out in the dirt and the grime and all the other shit, and she's gonna call this shit off after an hour. And I'm just like, so y'all gonna go out there, set up, which is probably gonna take like at least an hour or so to set all this shit up, and then you're banking on leaving within an hour, so you're gonna have to take all this shit down, which none of it made sense. None of it made sense. I don't know, like, girl. So anyways, like, they agree to go, right? I think happy Barbara makes me anxious because I don't like when motherfuckers switch up. She could, and I'm literally just like, is this foreshadowing? Is she gonna die? But maybe it's just literally the actress just decided she wanted her character to be more grandmotherly and happier and not so judgmental and fucked up to people. And there is no foreshadowing of horrible events to come, like her leaving the show for any reason. Like, I just, no, because I don't like when motherfuckers switch up, because that's a red flag. I don't care. And I don't like when motherfuckers only show one emotion all the time and like everything is fine most of the time. Like, I don't understand how that works. Human beings don't only just have one emotion they show all the time. Like, it doesn't, like, no, like, it's like when they used to make the people at Disneyland that controlled the rides and stuff smile all the time, and that shit was fucking weird. You would go to every ride and they would just be, hey, how you doing? And I'd just be like, you fake bitch. And I'm saying that people can't be joyful and happy, but that is not the only emotion you have. It's fucking weird. And every episode we've seen so far in this season, Barbara is just so joyful, and I'm just gonna let her have it. Maybe that's my trauma. And I just need to get used to seeing people evolve and change into happier, brighter spirits. If they tell us she has cancer, and this is the eye before the storm or some stupid shit, or she got the dementia or some shit like that, I'm gonna be fucking upset, bitch. I'm gonna be mad. But I'm gonna go with pattern recognition and say this show is giving a slice of life. We haven't had any extreme drama except for when they tried to fire Ava. That was some bullshit. And just hope and pray they continue to give us slice of life. And kudos to Jacob. He went out there as Greta Thunberg, and he wore the keffiyeh, the Palestinian like scarf that they be wearing out there to keep the sun out their eye and shit like that. And it's supposed to mean, like, the little pattern's supposed to mean like the grain and the stuff that they do out there and shit. And they doing the best that they can do. No, because niggas is online talking about he was making fun of Greta Thunberg. No, he wasn't. This is, how would you subliminally like put your allegiances out there without them taking your shit. It had to be a costume because that was the only way they could make it pass. Like, no, he's just like her, because you can't just throw up a flag or some shit in one of the classrooms that you see every episode, because then it's saying that this is my allegiance for real. But you can pass it off as a costume. And Jacob was just being his normal ditzy ass self. He wasn't acting like Greta Thunberg. He was just being like overcompensating, doing too much, going into the woods, like his normal ass self. Like, people were like, well, I would have liked it if it was a different episode. Well, how else would they have subliminally been able to let y'all know where their allegiances lie in another type of story, without them getting their shit taken away, without them obviously saying that this is where our allegiances lie? Like, he wore the shit, no one talked about it. They quickly mentioned who he was, and then he was like, even at the end, because he wasn't even there, he was lost in the park forest. It wasn't even like a big ass real I don't know how they got lost, girl. He wasn't even there when the park ranger came by and said who everyone's costume was. So they made sure to not focus heavily on it. They just said, look, it's here, this is where we lie. But this is a show full of predominantly black folks, y'all. This ain't Jimmy Kimmel. He's some white man. They gave him his show back. Like, this is a show with mostly black people. They waiting for these motherfuckers to be obvious enough for them to take their shit and never give it back. Like, this is not just the actors on these shows that would lose a job. It's the writers, the camera operators, the makeup artists. Like, all these people are getting paid for this. This is their livelihood. Hollywood is falling apart into pieces. Like, they doing the best they fucking can and shit. And he was not rude at all about the costume he was wearing. He literally just said her name once and then wore that scarf around for most of the episode and I liked how, like, when he crawled out the woods, the scarf was gone and he was dirty, but he wasn't up there wearing no dirty scarf to say that. Like, that would have said some other shit if he had crawled out that motherfucker with a muddy keffiyeh on and shit. Look at that, would the girl. So they did the best. They doing the best they can. They doing the best that they can. I just feel like, leave these motherfuckers alone. We ain't trying to fire a whole. And the kids on this show, you want them to be outlandish and out loud like that when they got kids on this show that this is their first time acting. And if they all lost this all at once, like, kids can't lose shit like that all at once and not be traumatized. Some of these kids are popping off in their career because of this show, and some of them want their careers to be popped off. All their parents ain't like fucking TV moms and shit trying to abuse them and shit. So they doing the best they can with what they got, and I ain't mad at it, But anyway, so they camping, right? And so Janine and Gregory are Ryan Coogler and an IMAX screen. Of course, it would be so obscure and so random because he went on the thing and he was talking, like, it was like you could tell he got something different about him. The way he was explaining a different film, that was a fixation explanation about his love for film. And I was just like, I learned something when he did that little video about the different hole size in the film. I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And why he loves film and and so it makes sense because they was really pushing that IMAX shit, so it makes sense that they would go like that. So I was just like, they are so cute. They are the cutest of the cuties. And I think he low-key tried to do Ryan Coogler's Oakland accent. But he's, I think we didn't go further with that because then it would have been like one of them embarrassing things, like how when Viola Davis tried to do Michelle Obama and shit, and it was like, there are some things where a black person in our community, the black person is so great and they're like a living legend that they may do something that's very embarrassing or very cringy, and the black community as a whole will just ignore that shit. We'll just act like it, like Bobby and Whitney's reality TV show. We have quietly, because that show was full of memeable things. There was just a lot going on. It was a sensory explosion. We just sat up here and we said we're just gonna, I mean, there have been some here and there people posting clips of it, but it hasn't gone viral. Everybody, every single person, because once you let some shit like that go viral, white people get a hold of it, and now it's a bunch of white folks posting memes from the Whitney and Bobby reality TV show where she talking about digging boo-boo crumbs out of her husband's booty hole. And absolutely not. So I think as a collective, we've just allowed that to disappear into the annals of time, and you can't even barely find clips of that unless you're a pirate. And so, like, I feel like we are capable of standing as one on some things. And I wish we would be able to do that more often on things that regularly affect us, not just respecting and honoring like legends and shit. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm glad he didn't go further with. I love how Ryan Coogler gets up there on his interviews and speaks with his accent and like don't give a fuck, and it's magical. I want to get to a place in life. I think I am at a place in life. I don't give a fuck what you think about how I talk. If I slip into the AAVE, if I am overly intellectualizing stuff, it doesn't, like, I don't care what you think. But a lot of people feel like they have to have status and money to be able to be their full selves. And absolutely no, you don't. You just have to not care about the consequences that will come your way and set firm boundaries against those consequences, and not be afraid to lose some shit and just work at regaining it somewhere else. Like, fuck them. Like, yes, fuck them. I love this thing. I should play with it. I just don't know what to do with it. Like, if you hit it up against something, it'll shatter. Like, I take some cool pictures with it. I took some cool pictures at Disneyland with this shit. It was cool, but like, it's just like, I just set it up somewhere and just like, what are you supposed to do with it? Like, it's pretty to look at. And then I'll be like poking my cat with it. Like, she just be sitting there and letting me pet her with it and shit. She's not even scared of it, because I don't hit her with it. So she's not scared of it. She just be like, and then sometimes she just sit there and let me poke her in until she gets tired of me doing it. It's weird. I'm weird. That's good. Oh well, we love it over here. I don't care. Anyways, and so like they were cute, and then of course Ava pops up. She wasn't gonna be there at first, and she's dressed as Darth Darth Ma. So she's Darth Maul mixed with Ma from the movie Ma. And I would like to review that movie, but every time I watch it, the way that she is portrayed around these white people, it makes me nauseated. And one day I'm gonna get through that whole movie and I'm gonna review it. It just makes me nauseated. Like that, and One Battle After Another, Ma, and One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another, the anger motivated me to get through that shit. Ma, it's just, I mean, like, they making a sequel, I guess. I don't know. Like, I just, ew. And the way she was on them little white kids and shit, and it was gross, and like they tried to make it like they were making fun of her, but not because she was black, but she was the only black person there, and she was the only one getting made fun of by all these white kids. And that's why you can't have white directors directing our stories and shit like that, and white people writing our stories, because why wouldn't it be about her race? Why would I just, girl, some type of child molester, and I don't want to watch. Oh God, but she's Dark Ma. And then like Melissa is the yellow bitch from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Forgot her name. O'Neil something. And then I thought Barbara was one of them army women from that Tyler Perry movie on Netflix that I didn't watch, because one, I don't like Tyler Perry. I know he allowed someone else to write this script. He didn't write the script. I don't like Tyler Perry. And two, I don't like army movies. I just feel like, they throw like plot in there to make it like a feel good, but then it's just like the main plot is people killing each other, and I just am not excited to watch that. I don't like army, just like I don't like sports movies, because the main plot of the sports movie is the sport. We're all doing this for the sport. Yeah, family and team sticks together and blah blah blah, but mainly we're doing this for the sport. I don't care about that shit. I don't care about that shit, nigga. Like I don't. Uh I think like the only sports movie that I actually watched over and it was Waterboy, and it was funny. Like it was funny. The plot was it's funny, and then he happens to like foosball and shit. Kathy Bates was fucking hilarious. She's like foosball, and you want to play that foosball. Hey, I'm Kathy Bates, but I'm not like mean like that. I'll just be like, I guess you want to get CTE. No, why would you? I know, because you want to get CTE. Like, no, you want to go and you want to play and you want to get CTE. Like, you want to get scramble your brains and shit. You go do that. That's a choice that you're making and shit. That's all I'm saying. If you turn out to be a serial killer like Hernandez and shit, nigga, like, I mean, I guess I'll visit you in jail. Like, I guess, like. You know, at least you're somewhere where the public can be safe. And that and like martial arts, sports, like boxing, sport, any sport where you got to get hit in the head. Why don't you want to play basketball? Like that one, you just mess up your feet. They just be all fucked. Maybe your ankles, your knees, but your brain is still yours. You know, you just sacrifice your knees and your ankles and shit. In basketball, soccer, that's, you know, like. So anyways, like they in the woods and all this other shit, and then here comes Mr. Johnson while Jacob's telling this story about the skunk. I don't know if he made it up. Is that some boogeyman in Philadelphia or whatever? I don't fucking know. And Mr. Johnson's like, every time I say his name, I want to be like Johnson's. That shit give you cancer and shit, nigga. That shit tastes like chocolate fucking milk with a little spice at the end, like that Mexican hot chocolate and shit. Anyways, he's dressed like Denzel Washington in Gladiator 2. I didn't see that movie. I just felt like from the previews and from the reviews that Denzel has done better movies, and where he's front and center and he's not like kind of sort of tokenized, and I just don't want to see Denzel kind of sort of tokenized. I'm sure he had beautiful, you know, soliloquies and wonderful acting because he's Denzel Washington, but I just don't feel like watching him be kind of sort of tokenized. I just don't feel like it. But anyways, he came dressed like him in Gladiator. And I think that was it. And the kids dressed up and shit like that. So anyways, like while he's telling the story about the skunk, like I guess they got scared by Mr. Johnson and the kids ran off. So Janine and Gregory go off, and then I think Ava went off to find the kids. And Ava on her like apocalypse tip. Like she ready, nigga. She ready for that motherfucking apocalypse. She got all her equipment and shit. She like and I like how they did it in the beginning when they were like, we're all just tired, and you know, this semester has been difficult. And I just because in the show, like Janine got double her class size, Melissa got 6th graders, and she's tired. And I'm just like, why is everybody else tired? Is it because the world is destroying us? And then when Ava came through with the apocalypse is not happening yet, so I figure I'll just prepare and use some of my equipment here. I was just like, oh yeah, see the subliminals. They you got to catch the subliminals. They talking about it without talking about it, so they don't get their show taken away from them, because most of the cast is black. All them children at that school is black. You ain't seen that little white boy since the first couple episodes of the 4th season and shit. He's gone. So this ain't just about them. This about them kids. Them kids deserve a chance in this industry to thrive and survive in healthy spaces, and maybe potentially grow into something more with their craft if they so choose. And that's not fair. That's not fair. So no, they can't be out loud and about. They gotta, you know, they gotta toe the line a little bit, but not too much to where they like actively ignoring it and shit. So, you know, I feel it. Yep, I feel it. take the batteries out of this once I'm done with this video, because I'm not going to use this after this, and it's going to sit there, and that rust is going to build up again on the inside like it was when I had first opened it to see if I needed to change the batteries, and the acid from the batteries had come out and it was gross. So the fact that this is turning on means this is Jesus. It's a miracle. I promise you it wasn't turning on before. The fact when I flipped that switch and that motherfucker came on, I was like, look at God. You know, it's magical. Anyways, so like Janine and Gregory are like in the woods too, looking for the kids, and they get lost. Earlier in the show, like Janine was talking about how like she was noticing like Gregory's like club, and how the kids like really like the club, and how it builds community and all this other stuff. And she wanted to be a part of that too, because he was talking about how it's really cool to see the same kids coming back year after year, even though they go into different grades and shit. And so like she was like, I want that too, and da 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 da. And so she tried to like show them a worm. I don't know what. She likes worms. Ew. No, it's disgusting. I don't like worms. It's disgusting. When she pulled it out the ground, she lifted up a rock and just touched it with her hand. There's so many things wrong with me. And what has been done? Anyway, so they're sitting in the forest, and Barbara goes to look for them, right? And like they're sitting there, and she's talking about how she wants to start a club, and so she decides she wants to start a fashion club because she made her own little costume and stuff. And like she got little cute outfits that she be wearing and stuff. And so Barbara comes up behind them, and she just thinks it's so cute. She's just kind of lost her little attitude around their love and happiness and stuff. And maybe their love and happiness is spreading around to other people too. The energy of positivity is spreading out from them. And y'all, the end game for them needs to be marriage. I saw somebody post a comment on one of their things that they posted on Abbott on Instagram, and it was like the end game for them needs to be marriage. Like you can take however long you want to get there, but that's the end game. Like we're not gonna play these reindeer games like in the office where they kept breaking up and getting back. No, this is a slice of life. This is a nice slice of this cake called life, and it's supposed to be magnificent and gorgeous. And girl, and then they hugged, and it was so cute. They're just so cute. I don't know where Ava's nigga is. He ain't got to be in every episode, but you would have thought that he would have been there too. But maybe he's filming something else or doing some other shit. You know, people got other jobs and shit. No, because if you're gonna be on some shit like this, it like holds you up from doing other shit. So like maybe he's doing some other shit. But anyways. So they come back out the forest, and they're all gathered around. No one's looking for Jacob. Jacob went into the forest. They left his ass. Fuck him. I mean, like, we still got to treat him like a human being, but like no one was looking for Jacob like that. But then the thing is that the only one that sounded the alarm for Janine and Gregory was Jacob. So that's what got them to go look for Janine and Gregory. So like they were going to leave Janine and Gregory in the woods too, and just be like, well, they can make their way back. It's a park forest. So you know what? Never mind. They would have left there. The only reason they went in there was because Jacob kept saying shit. Okay, you know what? Never mind. But of course, no one rang the alarm for Jacob, and he was in there, lost in the woods, stumbling through poison ivy, all sorts of shit. And so like they sitting around the fire. Janine and Gregory telling some tall tales, some bullshit about how they was lost in the forest, and they had to blah, blah, blah. And so like, and then they go to sleep or some shit, and they wake up in the morning, and they're all like, I feel so refreshed from sleeping in the woods. And I was just like, ugh. No, I was thinking about it too. I was like, if I went camping and I had a nigga and he liked doing shit like that, I would be like, you got one night from me. One night in the woods of not being able to bathe, not being able to do my skincare, not being able to do my moisturization. I'll give you one night, and then in the morning we're leaving. Like, and then you just gonna wake up to me at 6 a.m. in the morning, just aggressively packing, and just be like, why are you upset? No, I'm good. Like, look, you woke up just in time for the sunrise. You go look at that. You go watch that. I packed most of the things. I have sat through the nature with you, and it was so fun to watch you be happy in this. It was, while my skin was being eaten up by mosquitoes and I felt sticky and it was gross, and it was so great to watch you have fun. And I even got to watch you fish, and I ate the fish that from the, and then I took all of my herbs and vitamins to make sure I cleansed myself from the natural animal that you just got out the water. And it was so great. And I just, I'm ready to go. And as long as you don't argue with me about being ready to go, we're fine. Just go watch the sunrise while I finish. And I'll do even one better. I will drive us back to the house, and I will have the most scalding hot shower after that experience, and then I'm going to have the best sleep of my life after that shower. Yes, God. So I did it. If you want to go out into the woods with your homeboys for 5 days, you go do that with your niggas. You got 1 day from me. I'll even give you 1 day a month if that's some shit you really like to do. But that's all you got from me. You got 1 day a month, and then we're done. Like, I'm not doing more than that, because 1 night a month I will go into the nature with you, because you like to do. See, you have to sacrifice things for people you love, because they are out here, loving on you and sacrificing shit for you. And you got to find your happiness in their happiness. You gotta be happy that they're doing something that they enjoy, and that's what love is. You enjoy their happiness. You don't necessarily have to enjoy the activity. No, you don't. I don't expect niggas to enjoy every activity I do. Not anymore. Maybe in my 20s when I was like people pleasing and needy and clingy and shit. Not anymore. You don't have to like what I do. You just have to enjoy the happiness that comes from me when I do it. Now, if you end up happening to like what I do, well, shit, that's even better, But if you don't like it, that's okay. That's okay, nigga. That is okay, nigga. And so, you will get 1 night from me in the woods. And, that's it. Like, I had to pee over there in the bushes. An animal could have crawled up in the urine stream. This is parasite. It's mainly if you piss in the lake water, the nasty standing pond water. I don't swim in standing water. I don't, because after watching this thing on the television, basically, if you piss in the lake water, pond water, there's this parasite that will crawl up the stream of your piss into your urethra, and it got like hooks and claws in it, and it will attach itself to your urethra, right? And then it starts to grow as it drinks your piss. I forgot what it's called. I might find it and put it. And they have to surgically remove that from your urethra. And you better get it quick, because if it gets too big, that shit might pop your shit up. And and so, like, I don't swim in standing water, like, unless it's a pool with chlorine and it's cleaner, but like, for the most part, I don't swim in nasty ass standing water. I might put my toe in. I might stand there and watch you swim in it. And then as I'm standing there watching you swim in it, I'm yelling at you, remember, don't pee in the water. The clawed parasite's gonna get you. It's gonna. Oh God. I want a husband though. Oh God. Oh, I like nature. I like nature for the day, and then I get to go home later in the day and wash nature off my body and use the toilet. And that's how I like my nature. I know there's campgrounds with showers and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I've been to those campgrounds with the showers. And yeah, you get clean, but it's still dirty in them showers. And your skincare, it's a bunch of people in there doing the same. It's dirty. And no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I want to be in my shower, in my home, with my house smells. I want a husband. But like, it is what it is. It is, girl. So when it was like, oh, we woke up and we just felt so refreshed, and that was the best sleep we ever had, and la 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 la, I was just like, everybody felt refreshed? Really? That's nice. And then here comes Jacob crawling out the woods, dirty and smelly and gross, with a swollen eye because he got into the poison ivy and all this other stuff, and just doing Jacob hijinks and shit. Like, and nobody wanted to touch him, of course, because he was dirty and smelly and gross, and that was the show. Like, and the babies had fun. That was, that's the main part, is that the babies had fun. But no, like, what did y'all think of the episode? Like, I thought it was cute. I like how they combined the slice of life camping episode with the slice of life Halloween episode. I just felt that was so magical. And y'all should see Hadestown. It's about Eurydice and Orpheus, and it's just like a retelling of it, but like the ending is basically the same, so like it's kind of sad at the end, but like it was the way they was dancing on that stage. It was magical. It was like, what, they're just like so in sync. Everybody is on their mark. It's like watching, every time they would dance, it was like watching a wave, and everybody was just like. And then the lighting in the play, like, they barely changed the stage setting. It was the lighting that did most of the work. And I was just like, this show should be called Hades Lighting. Like, the lighting is amazing. The color grading that they did with the lighting, like, these motherfuckers are artists, nigga. Like, I want to watch more plays. Like, I want to go see more plays. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to go, like, they got the Moulin Rouge play here now, but I don't think it's the one with Taye Diggs. Like, like, Taye Diggs was playing the Master of Ceremonies in the Moulin Rouge play in New York, and I just was like, he didn't want to bring that back over here. He didn't want to come and be over here. No. Okay, it's just all the white people now. It's no Taye Diggs. That's what they do. They get, like, the famous people. They don't be over here in LA in the plays. They be over on Broadway in New York, or they go to the West End in London. They don't be over here. You ain't gonna see no famous motherfuckers, and no, because I want to see your acting chops and shit, nigga. Like, to be on a stage play, it's different than being in a movie and shit, nigga. There's no breaks, there's no retakes. Like, you just gotta keep going through and remembering your lines and shit in front of all these motherfucking people. I want to see how Taye Diggs does. I just want to see. I want to see it. And I don't feel like going to New York because New York is dirty. They got giant rats as big as my forearm, and it's dirty. Like, I know it takes a special person to love that place. New Yorkers love New York. That's beautiful. And I don't even like downtown LA. Like, it stinks. It smells like piss and shit. I mean, that's what I was talking about Hollywood Boulevard. Like, it was stinky, and like, but it was interesting because I was inebriated, and everybody was just like, it was like watching a circus outside in the public and stuff. And so, but like, I don't want to go to New York. Like, I mean, like, I would go just to have an experience, but it's not something I want to do for like a solo trip. I just feel it would just be really overstimulating to do as a solo trip. Like, the cat calling out there is apparently so much different than out here in LA. You can walk down the street and barely anybody will talk to you. Over there, they're like jumping in front of you, following you down the street, and like, I would have to go with people. Like, I can't. There are some places in the world where I don't feel comfortable going by myself because I feel like I will get disappeared. And nobody's gonna come after me like in Taken. I'm just gonna be disappeared. And so I don't want to go to New York by myself, but I would go with people. One day God will send me the people that will go to New York with me so I can go to Broadway and see plays. Or maybe I'll just grow some bravery and, be like, and just go see plays. Just go, and every day is a play, and that's it. I don't want to, and maybe have a pizza because they said the pizza's better out there or some shit. I don't fucking know, because the water's better. I just feel like, how is the water better when you have the rats the size of my forearm, and y'all just last year started having trash cans out on the street for people to put their trash in, when apparently all this time people were just putting their trash in trash bags on the street corner. I'm just curious. I am just curious on how the water is so much cleaner and fresher to make such a delicious tasting pizza, apparently, when all of that's happening. I'm not trying, you know what, let me shut up, because you probably say some shit about Southern California and shit and Los Angeles and shit, and like I said, I don't live in Los Angeles, so you can say all you want to say about Los Angeles. I don't live in that motherfucker. I live in Long Beach, bitch. Like, and no, like, Long Beach is so amazing. Like, it's like a little beach town, like, but like regular people, it's like, even the rich areas, most of the time people leave you alone and shit, and then you just can chill and shit. Like, I mean, there's racism, because there's racism everywhere, but like, it's not so intense. It's just kind of like the rich people in Long Beach are different from the rich people in Beverly Hills. It is. They're just more chill. They just kind of leave you the fuck alone. They be on 2nd Street drinking at the bars, just like other motherfuckers that ain't rich be on 2nd Street drinking at the bars. And most of the time, people just leave you the fuck alone. You know, occasionally you get shot up on 2nd Street, but that a lot of times that's because motherfuckers ain't minding their motherfucking business. But anyways, I like this episode. It was cute, and Janine and Gregory are cute as always. And I'm going to slowly try to adjust to Barbara being kinder and it not being abnormal. I don't like switch ups like in your personality like that, and you ain't been to therapy or done nothing for it. Like, you just, okay, whatever, girl, whatever. And then we confirmed that Barbara's rich. No, because she rented out a metal toilet situation. Them things cost thousands to rent out for a day for the kids and for the teachers. She rented that shit out. Them things cost thousands of dollars to rent out. This bitch, and she said out of pocket, this bitch is rich. And she just teach for fun because she loves to do it. Her husband probably, I mean, you seen her house? Her house is big. She got Melissa got a big house too, but still, you know, she needed somebody to come rent her room and shit because she needed more money, and Melissa always be complaining about money and shit. Barbara be fake complaining about money only when them niggas be complaining about money. Barbara, you ain't poor like these niggas is poor. You rented that money. You got money, girl. And maybe she's just embracing it and sharing the wealth and being generous. And I don't know. Y'all better not kill her off the show or give her dementia. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to adjust to this new Barbara and hope to God that if they say that she want to lead the show, then it's like, it is whatever it is. I'm not, you know, that's a person and shit. And if they don't want to do that shit no more, it is what I'm gonna be sad. But don't make her lead the show on some fucked up shit. Don't do that. Don't make her lead the show on some fucked up shit, because they still be talking about season 5's usually some big shit happening, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, don't make her lead the show on some fucked up shit. I don't know. They might just end the series after this. I'm tired, because usually by now they've already announced that they've been renewed for another season. And no, that's the pattern. Usually by now they've already announced it, and so like I'm just like, they haven't announced the renewal. So like, what does that mean? I'm just gonna be patient and wait and see. That's what I'm gonna, cause girl. Anyways, let me know what you thought about this review. I'm gonna do Abbott Elementary next week. Apparently they're going on hiatus for the Thanksgiving season, so I don't know what I'm gonna do then, if anything, but let me know. I might go on hiatus. I don't fucking know. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this review, and later days.